Been offensive line week here on this channel. That continues today because the Vikings made a big trade today. They finally addressed the position group known as the Vikings offensive line, trading with the Arizona Cardinals for Mason Cole. Vikings sent a 6th-round draft pick, the compensatory pick in this year's 2021 draft, pick 223 to the Arizona Cardinals for center Mason Cole. Also worth noting that the Vikings also reportedly made an offer to Nick Easton, in which case he didn't like the offer, he turned it down, and that they are also interested in bringing back Brett Jones. Now, that brings us back to Mason Cole. If the idea with this trade is, okay, Mason Cole, he's going to be the Brett Jones replacement as far as a backup, even though Brett Jones, just talking about him baseline, he is a very capable starter in this league. But for the sake of the Vikings, okay, Mason Cole, we're going to trade for him for depth. Okay, cool. I'm good with it. You need a roster. You need bodies on the team. What's that a bitch and moan about? Now, if the idea is, okay, we missed out on Nick Easton for left guard, the starting left guard of this team, so let's go ahead and trade for Mason Cole as a consolation prize. If that's the idea with this trade, then Godspeed. Mason Cole, let's go ahead and talk about him. 32 career starts in 3 seasons, 30 of those starts coming at center, the remaining 2 at guard. He was credited this past 2020 season with 5 penalties, even though he really had 6, one of which was offsetting. 4 of those 5 credited penalties were false starts, which, how is that possible? How is it possible to play center while at the same time racking up false starts when you control the start of the play? Now, in his defense, moving to left guard, that should drastically reduce those penalties since he'll have a lot fewer responsibilities compared to the center position, which is Garrett Bradbury's spot. Speaking of which, Mason Cole's actual game, when he's not causing penalties, is actually very similar to Garrett Bradbury, in which case he's good at positioning, putting his body in front of his man, no strength at all, and on the hand chop movements, he gets turned around way too often. This does not address the pass protection issues for the Minnesota Vikings offensive line. Again, assuming that this is your new starting left guard, which, dear God, if that happens, may God have mercy on us all. This would basically be a continuance of the old practice that we've been doing for the last several years, as in, okay, let's do whatever we can to try to out-scheme the lack of talent that we have on this offensive line, which is good against poor defensive lines, but when you're going up against some legit tanks, it's going to be an absolute shit show. Now, again, if this is a backup trade, sure, great, fantastic, make it work. But we have to give this team a chance through the draft. But I would not be shocked if plan B is to say, okay, the starting offensive line for the Minnesota Vikings in 2021 is Rashad Hill at left tackle, Mason Cole at left guard, Garrett Bradbury at center, right guard Ezra Cleveland, and right tackle Brian O'Neill, which means that the adamantium that is on the skeletal system of Kirk Cousins needs to really kick in. It's amazing how durable that our quarterback has been playing under center for the Minnesota Vikings. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Mason Cole, the trade for him, we'll see what happens through the draft first before we get an idea of what it is that he's going to be, what his role will be with this team. Next podcast will be on Monday unless something wild happens. We'll see you then.